Tonight, 150 years later, we take you inside one of Minnesota's oldest businesses located right here in Duluth.
And an alarming rate. Duluth police address a large increase in confirmed shots fired calls as the city surpasses 2019's total.
But first, a big decision. The state Supreme Court sides with the MPCA in a case involving a key permit for the proposed polymet copper-nickel mine.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. A big decision tonight in favor of an important polymet permit.
The Minnesota Supreme Court sided with the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency in regards to the proposed mine's air quality permits. In a 104-page decision, Judge John Guthman rejected allegations the MPCA engaged in a, quote, systematic effort to keep evidence out of the administrative record. The allegations were brought forward by a number of environmental groups, including the Fond du Lac Band, Water Legacy, and Friends of the Boundary Waters Wilderness. The judge found no evidence the MPCA tried to suppress EPA comments.
The Supreme Court's decision sends the case back to the Minnesota Appeals Court. The permit at the center of the case remains suspended. The Supreme Court took on the case after Polymet appealed an earlier ruling that canceled 3 permits needed for its proposed mine near Hoyt Lakes. The Minnesota Supreme Court is set to hear oral arguments in the permit to mine appeal in October.
The Minnesota Center for Environmental Advocacy tweeted about the ruling Thursday, saying they believe the court's ruling was too narrow, and the group is reviewing the decision to decide if they will appeal. So far this year, Duluth police have responded to 24 shootings, 14 of them since the start of July.
That's more gun violence than all of last year. Today's city leaders held a news conference addressing the uptick and what they are doing to stop it. CBS 3's Natalie Grant reports.
So there's definitely an uptick.
In the last 2 months, Duluth police have responded to 14 shooting incidents around the city where either someone was shot or there was evidence to confirm shots had been fired.
5 shootings in July, 8 in August, and 1 already here in September.
On Thursday, Police Chief Mike Tuskin and Duluth Mayor Emily Larson addressed the issue, saying reports like these impact the entire community.
They are unfortunate, they are scary, and these are incidents that often have a ripple effect.
Police say that they're seeing similarities in the most recent 14 shootings. They say these incidents are not random. It's likely the people know each other and the guns are being used to solve conflict. They could also be tied to previous incidents.
While they are people who are known to each other, who are choosing to use firearms to resolve conflict, they also are shooting weapons multiple times into neighborhoods where it does have the impact of missed shots, errant shots can hurt other people.
Although this is a top concern for the city, both leaders reassured the public they are not in danger.
If you are not moving in the circles and where this activity is happening, you are actually very safe in this community.
Chief Tuskin says the department is investigating and stepping up patrols in certain areas, hoping to prevent violence and keep the community safe.
So far, there have been 3 arrests and 3 guns taken off the streets in connection with the shootings. 2 of those guns were stolen. Chief Tuskin is asking people to monitor their firearms and not store them in their cars.
Meanwhile, Duluth City Council is investing in an app to promote mental health in police officers. Peer Connect is an app which gives police officers access to support teams. Officers and their families can access expert help whenever they need it. The app also provides support resources and training programs for the well-being of department members. Duluth Police Chief Mike Tuskin says the app gives his officers around-the-clock access to professional resources and support, which he says is essential in their line of work.
All right, let's check in on the weather now. Dave, if you're out and about tonight, you might want a light jacket because it's pretty cool out there.
And with a clearing sky, it's going to get cooler. A lot of temps will drop into the 40s, which may be a bit of a shock to the system since we had such a warm summer. Now that meteorological autumn is here, it is cooling down right on cue. And the cool down's coming in the wake of that rain chance we talked about last night. It did pay off for most of the region, and it came up to about 1/10 of an inch for most towns as predicted, though near the Canadian border, that threat for a 1/2 inch to an inch there seems like that didn't really pay off. Ely got closest with about 1/4 of an inch. Well, with higher pressure taking over the region, we're going to dry up as the load departs and stay dry probably for a couple of days. Next rain chance may not be until Sunday. So our day planner for Friday tells us we'll have a clear to partly cloudy sky as the day goes on. Duluth's start in the morning will be around 46 degrees. We'll finish at 70, which is normal for this time of year. But how long will we hold on to normal? Frankly, I think a cool down is in sight. We'll talk about when and how low we'll go in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. The pandemic is still taking its toll on one of Duluth's biggest industries. That's tourism. The city collects a tourism tax from food and beverage and lodging sales. This week, the city released its numbers for the month of July, which are significantly lower than July of 2019. Hotel and motel tax collections are down 30%. The food and beverage tax collections down 20%. Despite the numbers, city leaders and hospitality officials say they're still optimistic. CBS 3's Emma Quinn explains why.
To no one's surprise, our industry remains the hardest hit nationwide.
COVID-19 has put a dent in the city of Duluth's budget, especially in tourism tax collections.
Well, last year, of course, we did not have a pandemic, and our numbers were, they did meet budget.
Due to the pandemic, the city's hotel motel tax collections were down 86%, but financial leaders say summer trends are looking for the better.
Now we've improved month by month, and for July are only down 30%. So really happy to see that trend, and hopefully we'll get back to positive territory.
Tourist and hospitality businesses like the Great Lakes Aquarium are seeing those upward trends.
Well, we're open, so that's the first the step in the right direction. Our numbers weren't the greatest when we started open, but then through the summer we've seen some recovery.
Executive Director Jay Walker says in general they've seen a 30% drop in attendance. He says keeping costs down and looking for new ways to keep business coming is important.
In doing outdoor type things, so we have some outdoor space, so we did a beer garden this summer, so that was a way for us to see some increase in revenue.
Financial leaders say they don't have any plans to make up for lost finances, but they'll be watching trends when it comes to next year's budget.
And, as we get closer to December, we will update our forecasts for next year.
Come fall, Visit Duluth officials say meetings and conventions held in the city will have a large impact on tourism tax collections. Meanwhile, the city of Duluth has appointed a new finance director. Jen Carlson replaces Wayne Parson, who is retiring after 39 years. Carlson spent the last 5 years as the city's budget manager. Before that, she worked as a senior accountant for the Western Superior Sanitary District and as finance director for Spirit Mountain. The City Council will need to sign off on the appointment at their next meeting on the 14th.
It's no surprise that Duluth has a number of historic places and events in the city's history that people can hang their hats on. But one that might surprise you is that it's home to one of the state's oldest businesses. Tonight, we're taking you inside a shop on Superior Street that survived for 150 years and explain how they've been able to adapt and overcome over the decades. A trip back in time shows what Superior Street looked like in 1869, right before Stuart Taylor Printing got up and running.
We've been, the middle of the communities for 150 years.
A century and a half later, they're still chugging along.
It's a cool story, and, to keep it going is difficult, and we're finding ways to do that.
Owner Jim Olson.
I learned to do it all because it's easier to sell.
Has been at the helm of the business since 1995.
It makes it easier than doing it by hand.
Yeah, I bet. Today, Olson says there's not a lot they can't do in the printing world, and if you can dream it, they can make it happen.
We do everything from brochures, letterheads, envelope, forms. It's hard to be a one-stop shop, but we're pretty close.
Although no longer owned by the establishing family, Olson's dad bought the business from a second-generation tailor, the company's namesake, before Olson purchased it himself.
I think everybody knows we're here and we'll always be here.
A look back in history shows just how long the company has survived, as photos of Duluth from the late 1800s show just how primitive the city was in its early years. And when Stuart Taylor first opened its doors, the light bulb, car, and telephone all had yet to be invented. Now, the storefront on Superior Street gives way to a maze of equipment and a chest with old lead type. Just a few things marking more than a century of being in business.
I'll see if there's any other fun things in here.
And an old Heidelberg perforator from the 1940s.
Let's see if he can't fire that up.
Surviving for 150 years hasn't exactly been easy. It's required a lot of adapting and overcoming.
You can go all the way back to the 1870s, and it was lead type and blocks of type that were set by hand, and it's gradually changed. You know, the equipment's gotten obviously bigger, better, faster.
Surviving for as long as they have means navigating multiple world wars, the Spanish flu, stock market crashes, and now the COVID-19 pandemic.
We just started printing COVID stuff for everyone, and our business grew during that period of time for the last 4 months.
The secret to the longevity, says Olson, is being active in the community.
This community isn't thriving, then Stuart Taylor isn't thriving, or Duluth Sign isn't thriving.
Thriving for another 150 years.
I mean, if we've made it through how many wars, how many recessions, pandemics, you know, and we've always been open. We've always been open. 150 years we've been open, and I think that has a lot to do with the people that work here.
When Olson took over, the company merged with Duluth Sign. So not only do they work in the printing world, but they are responsible for several very recognizable signs around town as well. As far as whether or not it's the oldest business in the state, that title actually belongs to St. Paul Fire and Marine Insurance Company, founded in 1853. By the way, the city of Duluth is also celebrating its 150th birthday this year.
Still looking good. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, how a local woman hopes to help families in need of evening childcare.
Record high temp for the day, 89 degrees from 1960. Didn't get that warmth today. In fact, it came up a little cooler than normal, but the normal of 70 could be achieved tomorrow. And with the 7-day forecast, I'll show you how long that dares to last.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
For a limited time at home, get king mattresses or bedroom suites for the price of a queen. This King Eurotop mattress is queen priced at $499. Save $800 on this King Mica bedroom suite with no interest financing until 2024 and free no contact shipping. King for the price of a queen at home.
Day gets easier.
No one serves you better than Mullet Gentlemen.
At Super One Foods, you'll find more than just low prices and better choices. You'll find friendly faces like ours, working hard to save you money.
Super One has a tireless commitment to quality and freshness and a goal of delivering 5-star service to every customer to bring the absolute best value to your shopping experience. Check out these specials available at all Super One locations going on now.
So stop into the Super One Foods right in your neighborhood. Super One Foods, serving you with low prices and better choices.
At Prime Appliance, our prices are so low that some folks don't think we carry high-end appliances. Well, nothing could be farther from the truth. Come to Prime Appliance and see all the premium brand names we carry. You'll be impressed when you work with the best. Come in and let us prove it to you.
I have been working to lower prescription drug prices since my first day in the Senate. And when Congress passed into law my bill to lower the price of insulin by making generics more available, progress finally. Now I'm working on a plan to manufacture drugs in America and build a supply chain so we're not relying on other countries for the medicine we need. I'm Tina Smith, and I approve this message because I'll work with anyone and do whatever it takes to get the job done.
We're bringing you team coverage tonight as the race for the White House took center stage right here in Duluth.
It's on, Minnesota.
We protest everything about this. This is democracy.
For the best political coverage, watch live, local, CBS3.
It's BOGO time. Buy one rug at sale price and get another rug free at Home World Rugs. Mix and match from over 30 patterns in up to 11 sizes. Rug experts in every showroom can help you find the perfect rug. Buy one, get one rug free. Now in all home furniture locations.
CBS3 Weather is brought to you by Lulich Implement.
Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Cold front came across the region last night, stirred up some showers, and took down the temperatures. Let's take a look now at the highs that came in today. Keeping in mind that 70 is the normal. They got that in Hayward, but looks like the rest of us undercut it by several degrees. Only 57 for a high up the Gunflint here today. 67 in Superior's fairly close. Tomorrow, I think we're going to be pretty close, right near 70 degrees for most towns. A couple will undercut a little bit, a couple will go over, but we'll bracket it fairly nicely. And that's the way we'll start our Labor Day holiday. Near normal and dry to start, but a little cooler and perhaps a little rainier to finish. We'll show you the 7-day forecast in just a bit, but right now, here are the current conditions from that airport over the hill in Duluth, near Hermantown, 52 degrees. 63% for the relative humidity with a westerly wind 13 miles per hour, which is still a bit gusty and blustery, but it's come down a bit since 7 o'clock when that gale warning was allowed to expire. So the winds up towards 15 miles per hour now will be the trend, at least through tomorrow, before we calm down on Saturday. Air pressure, 29.87 inches of mercury, slowly climbing as our low leaves and a high pressure cell takes over for a pair of days. Now, the current temperatures include 51s both for Watersmeet and Ironwood, and we're eyeing up anything from 46 to 53 in northwestern Wisconsin. The 46, of course, is being found in Solon Springs, and the 53 towards Hayward and Cable. Mid-40s for Moose Lake. Looking at low 50s for Two Harbors and Silver Bay, and the Vermilion Range as well. Upper 40s to mid-50s along the Mesabi, and upper 40s near border country. Low temps tonight likely will be in the 40s for our inland communities, and maybe around 50 closer to the lake. Doppler map right now shows the low pressure system from earlier this morning departing the area, and those showers tapering off and the sky clearing, which will make things cool a little bit tonight into the 40s like we mentioned. But then tomorrow, as the high pressure takes over, we'll get sunshine and drier conditions for Friday and Saturday. But Sunday and Monday will be a day of change as a new low pressure system from the west clouds things up again. It brings about a 40% chance for rain, probably Sunday afternoon, little break Monday morning, and another round perhaps Monday afternoon before things do start to wind down more towards sprinkles by Tuesday. So Labor Day weekend won't be picture perfect, but, well, you know, it won't be bad. Tonight in Minnesota, the low temps drop into the 40s, except by the lake. And in Wisconsin and Michigan, they drop into the 40s as well. For tomorrow with sunshine, Wisconsin and Michigan should go from 68 to 75. And looking at Minnesota, 65 to 72 inland, mid to upper 60s by the lake. Partly cloudy sky from high pressure becomes a mostly sunny sky on Saturday with 72 degrees the top temp. Then Sunday, though, it clouds up and we start to get that rain chance. And then it starts to cool down on Monday to the 60s. And then by Tuesday, down into the 50s. So September-style temperatures, as we've been mentioning this week, have come in right on time. The lingering heat wave of the summer seems to have stopped right at the door of September.
I'm just not ready for it. Thanks, Dave. Childcare is already tough to find in northeastern Minnesota, making nighttime care even harder for families in need.
Now, a Gary New Duluth woman is hoping to change that. CBS 3's Leanne Valdez has the story.
And I've got building blocks and trucks and games and art supplies in here.
Melissa Pelletier is nocturnal.
I'm a night owl.
Working in the medical field for the past 12 years helped shape her nighttime instincts.
Started as a CNA, then went to an LPN and then an RN.
But after some time of helping patients,
I love nursing. I think it's a wonderful career.
Pelletier wanted to help her coworkers and others alike.
I ran into a lot of nurses who were pregnant and looking for daycare, or who had small children and were looking for daycare. Markers.
Pelletier will offer shift work families childcare.
I will be offering afternoon hours, Monday through Thursday, 2 p.m. until 12:30 a.m.
According to a quiet crisis, Minnesota's childcare shortage report, parents of children with special needs and parents who work non-traditional shifts have almost no choices for licensed childcare. Along with offering drop-in childcare, Pelletier plans to maintain her nursing license to reach more families that need help.
Children with type 1 or type 2 diabetes, I am qualified to be able to handle a tube feeding if that's something that somebody has a child with that need.
Pelletier's love for children and compassion for parents stems from hoping to someday become a mother herself.
I am still trying.
She's not letting obstacles.
I did 5 rounds of artificial insemination that were unsuccessful.
And time.
Unfortunately, I will be 45 in November, so my time is running short on that. And I'm okay with that. I also am considering fostering to adopt.
Get in the way of enjoying the now.
I can't wait to get the kids in here. I've got a whole shelf of books over here that I can't wait to start reading to them and doing little science experiments.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3 next week, another member of the Trump campaign will be visiting Duluth. Stay tuned to find out who.
CBS 3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
School's starting. Is your internet fast enough? Gear up during Extreme's end of the summer sale. Get fast internet as low as $19.99 a month for 1 year. Extreme's fiber-powered internet gets an A+ for performance with speeds from 60 meg up to 1 gig. Powerful in-home Wi-Fi and 99.99% network reliability. Hurry and get Extreme internet for as low as $19.99 a month for a year. Dial 844-EXTREME2. It's the smart call.
Welcome to Medical Insight, a weekly healthcare feature brought to you by the experts at Essentia Health. Here's your host, Louis St. George.
Today on Medical Insight, Essentia Health licensed acupuncturist Jake Sweetie discusses how acupuncture aligns with integrative healthcare.
So acupuncture is a component of traditional East Asian medicine that's a growing part of modern integrative healthcare that includes not just needling therapy, which acupuncture is, but also traditional herbalism and dietetics, physical manipulation similar to osteopathy, as well as body and breath-based exercises. In general, these needles are quite small. They're placed all over the body from head to toe. They cause very little pain in general. They're typically placed at depths that are quite comfortable. We stimulate different nerves throughout the body in different areas that influence physiological activity, circulatory activity, neural activity, lymphatic activity, and hormonal activity as well.
While acupuncture is most commonly associated with pain management, there are a number of conditions that can benefit from the treatment.
We also use acupuncture for women's health issues, like menopausal issues and difficult or painful periods. We use it for cancer support, like treating nausea and malaise. And we also use it for treating anxiety, depression, and stress. One of the biggest confusions patients have when they receive their referral is they expect just needles to be used, when in fact we may be doing physical manipulations on the body. We may be talking about lifestyle changes that they need to make in order to help resolve or at least manage their conditions. What we're really trying to do is help people find balance and more ease in their lives. Anybody who's struggling with any sort of health issue, they should give us a call, schedule an appointment, and we can decide if that's something that may be helpful for them.
For Medical Insight, I'm Louis St. George.
To learn more about this and other health topics, visit essentiahealth.org/medical insight.
Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS.
Get your new John Deere tractor from Duluth Lawn and Sport, the region's largest power sports dealer.
Classic Rock KQ is once again the Northland's #1 radio station. The KQ Morning Show, the most listened to radio program in the Northland. The KQ Train Wreck, the Northland's #1 afternoon show. Thank you for making us the Northland's #1 radio station. 95 KQDS.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
President Donald Trump's son will visit Duluth next week.
Donald Trump Jr. will speak at a Make America Great Again campaign rally on Wednesday. It will be held at 5 o'clock Wednesday night at the Deck. Trump Jr.'s visit comes about a week and a half after Vice President Mike Pence held a campaign rally in Duluth. President Trump's daughter, Ivanka, also visited Duluth in July for a Pledge to American Workers event. Roger Reinert, the Deck's interim executive director, said the campaign has agreed to enforce temperature checks, masking, and a maximum attendance of 250 people, including campaign staff. Meanwhile, Dr. Jill Biden plans to hold a campaign rally in the Twin Cities on Wednesday.
Coming up in sports, more local highlights from the pitch. Kelly has them coming up.
Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS.
Would you like to lose a pound of fat a day?
You have to weigh yourself every morning, and when you just see the pound go off every morning, it just keeps you going.
Step on the scale and you see the weight that you lost, and you're like, oh, this is so easy. Why didn't I do this before?
Order online or call today for a free consultation.
Update your home's curb appeal and bring new life to your garage with a new garage door from Ideal Door. With styles ranging from traditional to modern. You can choose from our huge in-stock selection or design your own door in-store or on Menards.com. Save today with 11% off all Ideal garage doors. Save big money and get 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Today we say so long summer and hello fall with the new DQ Fall Blizzard menu. There's the always festive pumpkin pie, tasty new caramel apple pie, and more delicious fall flavors than ever. Right now on the new DQ Fall Blizzard menu. If you're craving fall, you can find it at DQ. Happy tastes good.
For months, we've all done our best to stay safe. But to remain safe in the long run, it's up to us all to take actions that don't just slow the spread of COVID, but collectively overcome it. Like getting a test if you have any symptoms, answering if your health department calls, and wearing a mask in public spaces. We all want to regain what we love in life. To get there, we all need to go forward and do our part.
The chief actuary of the Social Security Administration just released an analysis of Trump's planned cuts to Social Security. Under Trump's plan, Social Security would become permanently depleted by the middle of calendar year 2023. If Trump gets his way, Social Security benefits will run out in just 3 years from now. Don't let it happen. Joe Biden will protect Social Security.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Always ready, always there. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
I never thought that you could lose weight without working out, but this is one of those programs that you don't have to work out.
In the first 40 days, I lost 28 pounds.
If you've got that, don't worry about that. Healthy Systems USA.
Twins and Brewers are off tonight, so it's all soccer tonight. A pair of high school boys soccer teams in search of their first win matching up in Proctor. Hermantown made the short trip down Oakstead Road to take on the Rails. Start this one early in the first. Home team strikes first. Jake Amendola beats the goalie to the ball and knocks it in for the goal and to make it a 1-0 Proctor game. A little over 15 minutes later, Hermantown has an answer. The ball is sent in front. Goes off a Proctor defender for the own goal. That'll work. Tie game at 1 apiece. Hermantown would continue their momentum as Dylan Onofreychuk boots it in the back of the net. And just like that, Hawks are out in front. But not even a minute left on the clock. Rails strike even. Vincent Verville makes a move, then scores, tying things up once again. The Hawks go on to get a few more in the second half. 6-2, they win at the final. In other prep action, it was a battle of the unbeatens. Cloquet Carleton hosting Duluth Marshall in girls soccer. A little over 12 minutes in, Hilltoppers get the board. Baumlach Haugen puts on the Jets and puts it past the goaltender to make it 1-0. Hilltoppers. Later on, after Brandon Madsen would get taken down, she'd get another opportunity on the PK. She takes advantage of it, converting to make it a 1-1 game. Just before the half, the Lumberjacks take over for good. Katie Turner finds a lane, puts one on past the goalie's fingertips. Cloquet Carleton wins this one 2-1 the final. Teams across the Northland have had fall competition move to the spring due to COVID-19. Although no games will be played for a lot of teams, they're still able to practice. CBS3's Brian Campos spoke with the UW Superior men's soccer team today on their return to the soccer pitch.
For the first time since last spring, the UW Superior men's soccer team is back together on the pitch.
Just to have this time, I think really the sentiment has just been overwhelming. It's just been grateful to be here.
Grateful to be back after many thought this day would never come.
It's just being around the guys that you appreciate and support and want to help get better.
The 5 months away from the team, testing the players' mental toughness.
Especially what's going on now, I think it weeds out the weak-minded. I think you got to be strong-minded to keep going through the obstacles, keep going through all of the things that have been thrown at us. So I just got to stay positive and keep moving forward.
Moving forward to the return of practice in a way like they've never done it before.
We bring them in for an hour apiece, and it's all technical work. There's no contact involved. It's trying to keep guys socially distanced as much as possible.
You take a positive out of a negative. Having these small groups, you get to know some of the newer people a lot quicker than it would be normally.
Ultimately, when the first whistle blows on the kickoff of the season, the extra practice will go a long way for the Yellow Jackets.
As individuals, how can we be at our best, and then how can we as teammates really kind of support each other and help others be at their best. So really, it's every day. It's just about creating an environment where guys can develop at the best of their ability.
The Yellow Jackets will continue to practice in split sessions with groups of 10 or fewer for 2 weeks before returning to full team activities. That's going to do for sports tonight. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. Have our certified nurse midwives provide personal one-on-one support and guidance for your next pregnancy. Visit essentiahealth.org to learn more.
Hi, I'm Steve Little with Bath Planet, your simple and affordable choice for bathtubs, showers, surrounds, and safety tubs. Right now, we are offering 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2022, or get your dream bathroom for as little as $69 a month. This offer ends September 30th, so call us today or go online to book your appointment to take advantage of this amazing offer. Bath Planet, out of this world service and down to earth price.
Lawless criminals terrorize Minneapolis. Joe Biden takes a knee. The weak response from Biden and radicals like Ilhan Omar has led to chaos and violence. And their calls for defunding police would make it worse. President Trump is making it stop, making crucial federal resources available to protect Minnesota's families. Communities, not criminals. Jobs, not mobs. Strong leadership when America needs it most.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Ready, always there. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Things are slowly starting to get back to normal. But our fight against COVID-19 isn't over yet. St. Luke's and Essentia Health are asking for your help. Whenever you will be around others who do not live with you, please wear a mask. This will help to protect everyone in our community. Masking continues to be one of the best defenses against the virus. Masks make a difference. On behalf of Essentia Health and St. Luke's, thank you.
Vaping has been declared a national epidemic among youth. 1 in 3 high schoolers vape in northeastern Minnesota.
My child started having seizures from vaping. There's still so many unknown chemicals.
One vape cartridge has as much nicotine as at least 2 packs of cigarettes.
My child was hospitalized with severe lung injuries.
They said it was no big deal.
My child said it was no risk.
That it was under control.
That's what my child said, but what could I have said? Get the facts and talk to your child today.
Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men, your fall fashion headquarters with new arrivals daily. Downtown Duluth.
Christine, you brought me flowers. It was so nice of you.
I was going to say, Tony and Dave got me flowers, but actually they didn't.
If you're wondering what these are doing here, it's because the Duluth Rotary Club is starting up its 35th annual rose sale.
They are beautiful. From today through October 6th, roses will be sold throughout the Duluth Superior area for $25 a dozen and are available in red or multicolored lollipop. Customers will also receive a complimentary coupon book of special offers for local businesses. Proceeds will support numerous projects throughout the Twin Ports. You can order today by calling 348-ROSE or online at rotaryroses.com.
Get flowers and support a good cause.
I was going to say, win-win.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you again tomorrow night.